Howdy do. So it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, so I'm making more videos because if I try to go to sleep, I'll just end up laying in bed until like 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I have my alarm set for like 6:40 because that's when I go out and feed the babies. And then once I feed them, I'm pretty much up. So I'll fall asleep at like 6 o'clock and then wake up in, 40 minutes. And I mean, it's not 6 o'clock right now. I'm just saying if I go to bed, I'll lay in bed till like 6 o'clock and then I'll wake up like 40 minutes later. So I'm just like, well, I'm up. I might as well do something. Plus, I'm kind of waiting for Roxas to get to the point where he leaves. Not because I want him to leave, but every time I try laying down and going to bed, he'll get up and he'll go sit by the door because that means he wants to go out. So I don't want to try to get comfortable and be like, okay, Roxas, come on, because I can't let him wander in the house, especially at night. So the things Grandpa does for him. Anyway, that's enough stalling for time, I think. Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power showrunners attack Tolkien fans as viewers abandon the show en masse. Because that's a surefire way to get people to watch your show. Attack them. Call them evil when they criticize your crappy show. A show that you people said from the very start when people had concerns about it, you said, oh, we're going to respect the works of J.R.R. Tolkien. We are going to respect the lore of the world he created. Where if we make any characters, they're not going to be major characters to where it's going to affect how the story goes in his writings. We're going to respect the lore of J.R.R. Tolkien's world. They didn't do any of that. They didn't do anything. They changed the lore. They changed characters who are established, like Galadriel, Tom Bombadil. I mean, Galadriel is in this weird, I want Sauron to plow me right now sort of stage, and like what? Um, but yeah, and attacking the people who watch your shows or your show, yeah, it's a surefire way. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power showrunner J.D. Payne, the world shall know Payne, decided to attack fans of author J.R.R. Tolkien, as fans have abandoned the show en masse. Speaking to Hollywood Reporter, J.D. Payne said, "The Fellowship had to look to each other and those who support it and remember what it's fighting for. And when we see millions of people are watching this and responding so positively to it, that's who we're fighting." What do you mean? You've lost half of the viewer base. What positivity are you talking about? You've lost half of the viewer base. That's not positive. He then added, all those who watch every episode and negatively write about it on social media, make YouTube videos, we're happy to have you guys too. It wouldn't be a journey through Middle Earth without some trolls along the way. Yeah. Yeah, just because, criticism. So it's like the everyone I disagree with is a Russian bot. These people are so fucking predictable and so pathetic when it comes to this crap that they don't have any real facts when they come into a situation like this. It's just, oh, they're trolls, they're bots, they're this or that. Maybe people don't like the fact that you said you wouldn't do something and then you ended up doing it. Maybe it's that. Just at the wall to see what sticks here. Maybe it's the fact that you said you wouldn't mess up the lore, that you would respect his work, that you were going to tell the story of the Second Age, and you're not doing any of that. You're ruining the story, you're ruining characters, you're not respecting his lore. So maybe that's why people are criticizing it. Maybe the fact that you took a strong, independent woman like Galadriel and you decided to make her a warrior for whatever reason, maybe that pissed some people off. Maybe the fact that she should have a husband and child at this point, but no, you want her into some freaking weird shipping moment with freaking with Sauron or Halbrand or whatever. You know, so maybe it's that. Maybe it's that. You fuck with people's, fandoms and hobbies and all that, you're gonna get pushback. This is not out of character for Payne. Back in October 2022, after the conclusion of the show's first season, Payne described critics of the show as evil. There's a line in episode 7 where Galadriel says, "Every war is fought from without and within. Even if you're fighting for something you think is good, if you do something worse in that fight, then you become evil." What are the fans doing that's worse? They're criticizing your show because you said you would do something or not do something, and you did the opposite. I get that there's a bunch of people who don't have anything that they enjoy in life, so they're going to come out and say, "Oh, why does it matter? Why does it matter? It's fiction. It's just fiction." Okay, right, it's fiction. But when these people came out and said to ease all your minds, we are going to respect the work of J.R.R. Tolkien, and then they outright lie about it because they didn't respect the work, people are going to get mad. Must be so nice to not have anything to care about. Because obviously the people who say that crap have nothing that they care about. They don't have any fandoms, they don't have any hobbies, they're just miserable freaking people. And they'll say, "Oh, well, I wouldn't care." Right, so the thing you use as an escape, something that you enjoy, you would have no problem someone going in and transforming it to something completely unrecognizable to the point where it's not even the same thing anymore. You would be fine with that. Yeah. Quit fucking lying. So, because there's always those people like, "Well, why does it matter? It's fiction. If they want to..." Payne's most recent comment come as viewers have abandoned the show en masse. Samba TV reported that the show lost over 50% of its viewers from the first season when just comparing the 2 premiere episodes. But people are responding to it positively. Positively. How could they lose half of their... if it's positive? At the beginning of the month, Samba TV revealed that season 2 premiere only was only watched by 902,000 people, or 902,000 households over 5 days. Not just Samba TV either. Luminate also reported that the show only garnered 372.7 minutes watched for the week of September 6th through September 12th. That's 51% less than the show's third week, where it garnered 764.7 million minutes watched in its first week. The show only garnered 63.2 million minutes watched, albeit it was only available to watch for a single day in Luminate's weekly window. Variety reported the show failed to chart the top 10, but instead was 37th on Luminate's chart in its first week. So, talking about more of the decline. To highlight how terrible this is, Luminate reported the Acolyte garnered 380.5 million minutes in its second week. That is more than 372.2 million minutes watched that Luminate reported. Well, it's not by much though, so I mean, 24 minutes longer. Payne's attack on critics of the show while viewers are rapidly... What a bold strategy, JD Vance. Awesome. JD Payne, super gay. They lost me with bad dialogue and lame story about 3 to 4 episodes into season 1. But I guess I'll go join the KKK or something since I didn't love the show. I know, right? Disrespect canon, you go broke. Exactly. Exactly. JD Payne go fuck himself. Sure, because attacking the fans always makes them want to watch the show. They never learn. Learning requires intelligence. Bunny with a keyboard. They can cope however they want. They spend 10 times more than the Acolyte and have even less viewership. That's just insane. These clowns won't even be hired to write for Coco Melon after this. Huge Star Wars fan, also huge J.R.R. Tolkien fan here. For what it's worth, I was able to force myself to watch 5 episodes of The Rings of Power, but only 3 Acolytes. But that's only because Rings of Power looks so beautiful, but somehow being excruciating at the same time. Let these vandals do their little tantrum. Even normies are not watching their garbage. Yeah. Again, you're like, oh, people were responding to it positively. You've lost half your viewership, my guy. It's not... it's... The mental... I seriously hope these guys aren't hurting their backs and necks with all this fucking... The mental gymnastics that these people have to do on a regular basis. Your show clearly sucks. People are tuning out. And you want to say that people are responding to it positively? Now, what was I saying? I don't even remember. I had to get up and... So, what was I saying before this? About, oh, like attacking fans and all that. You know, I just... Roxas, what's with the face? What's with the face? What is it, Bubba? Roxas. What? No, the yawny boy. What? Why don't you get some water then? He's like, sure, Grandpa, I think I'll do that. Here he comes. Told ya. I know him too well. I know this. I know him inside and out. I know how he feels. I know what he thinks. I know him by his meow. I know his personality. I know when he's going to be outside. This is just what happens when you've raised them literally since they were born. I don't use that word, lightly because unlike most people, I know what the word literally means. But hot out of the oven, I was handling them, I was picking them up, I was holding them. Even if they can't see or hear me, I was still showing them attention. And I held them every day, multiple times a day. And this is why they're so good. This is why they have such great personalities and why they love me so much. Because I've handled them literally every day since they've been born. Isn't that right, Roxas? But yeah, these two guys here, just, I don't know why you think attacking your fans is a good idea. Especially when you're saying people are responding to it positively, but then you have people leaving. 50% of viewers gone. But yeah, the show's doing great, right? It's doing great, right? You know another show we don't hear anything about now? Doctor Who. I haven't heard anything about Doctor Who. Like, no one's talking about it. This was supposed to be a groundbreaking season. Black Doctor, and oh my god, this companion, and this... I haven't heard anything about it. Nothing. Because all these fandoms are just, people are like, you know what? I'll just watch the old stuff, or I'll just play the old games, or I'll just read the old comics, because the modern shit, it's just, this is what you get. This is what you get. You get a bunch of people who hate you. So it's not even worth getting into anything anymore. But yeah, I'm not surprised. But saying that someone is evil because they disagree with you or because they have an opinion about your crappy show, especially again, since you people flat out told us we are going to be respecting the works of J.R.R. Tolkien, but then you don't, yeah, that's going to piss people off. Believe it or not, that's going to piss people off. And I said before, I get that there's some people who are so miserable in their life that they don't have fandoms or hobbies, so they don't know what it feels like or what it's, to have someone just barge on into your hobby or your fandom and then just ruin it, which is why people are like, you know what? Star Wars really sucks right now, so I'm just gonna go watch the original trilogy, or I'm gonna go play like Knights of the Old Republic or something because this new stuff sucks. Or Doctor Who is like, I'm just gonna watch the Doctor Who up until like Jodie Whittaker, and then once I get to her, I'm gonna stop. Because Doctor Who sucks now. Lord of the Rings is like, I'm just gonna go watch Lord of the Rings. You know. In fact, I was actually thinking about watching that today. Probably will, maybe. I'm gonna probably be playing WoW for a little bit. Love trying to level up my hunter, so I'll probably have a Lord of the Rings on this monitor and got WoW on my other monitor and just. It's Saturday, Saturday, gonna play WoW on Saturday. Um, but yeah. So it's like at this point, it's like whatever. We have other things of Lord of the Rings. We've got Lord of the Rings. We've got the Hobbit movies. We have the animated Lord of the Rings. We have really good Lord of the Rings games. For Star Wars, Doctor Who, you name it. We have originals. So these people want to say we're evil because they're creating a subpar product and ruining the lore after they told us that they wouldn't. Whatever. Whatever. But they're not going to learn. They're never going to learn because they're so high on themselves and they live in such a freaking secluded little bubble that, the mental gymnastics these guys are doing on a regular basis to think that their show is like, oh yeah, this is some top quality stuff. People are loving it. Our show is like McDonald's. They're loving it. When all along people are actually hating it. But anyway, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.